Good evening to my This Is Not Legal Advice family. I'm so glad to have you here on this special um, Friday edition of our reading, which I typically call um, It's Friday Am I in Love? And it is a very special reading because, first of all, it's technically Saturday where I am, but also because now that it's Saturday, it is my birthday. So thank you for joining me. I want to go ahead and do things a little bit differently today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on your person's energy, viewer, and uh, talk about that and what this person may be feeling, thinking, doing in the future, and also look at your view of the situation. And I'm going to use a couple different tarot decks so that we can see. And I suspect, I don't know why, Spirit was telling me that there's going to be some mirroring going on. So I'm going to go ahead and start with your person's energy, and we'll see if this resonates with you. So I'm going to ask Spirit, the person on my viewer's mind, on the collective mind, this person, how are they feeling about life in general right now? Okay, we got two cards that come out. And just as a side note, I'm going to attempt to uh, read these in the upright. I have shuffled them that way with the intention of reading the upright. But if spirit causes them to come out some other way, then we'll deal with it at the time that is appropriate. Okay, so your person is in a Queen of Cups energy and a Magician energy. So it appears your person is actually maybe finally letting some things go. Maybe they're letting go of some fears that they had before, some concerns they had before, and they're ready to come toward you with their cup of love. In fact, I think that with the Magician, this person may be ready to manifest you back in their lives. Maybe they're manifesting also success and other wonderful things in their lives. I mean, again, we see these beautiful butterflies. We've got our leaves falling almost like it's fall, which it is now as of the time of this reading, although this reading is timeless. Um, this person, they're strolling on a beach. I see a vacation somewhere. Uh, but, you know, I also see this as like a fantasy, as in, maybe they're in their dreams imagining, daydreaming, or regular night dreaming about being on a vacation with you, viewer, and just being carefree, footloose, fancy free, just really enjoying this beautiful treasure of the love that you guys have together. And I think they're ready. I think they're getting there, whether they know it directly or not. I mean, again, if they're dreaming it, maybe they forget it when they wake up or they forget it soon after. But they're picking it up pretty clearly that they're ready to make that leap. I mean, they're already looking in this direction where I'm going to go ahead and put your cards. And so I think internally, I think this person has great power. I think this person, again, whether they know it or not, you can see that um, I don't know, these lights kind of coming off, this fire, this power coming off of this magician here. This person has a great deal of power they may not recognize for beautiful transformation, for turning a situation into something gorgeous, like these butterflies here. So I think your person is getting there, and they're manifesting a change in your circumstance, whether they know it or not, a positive change. So let's take a look then at um, let's look at the bottom of the deck. I don't know why I'm called at the bottom of the deck. We've got the Five of Swords. And listen, I love this deck because it's a little bit different than so many others. The Five of Swords is typically a representation of like a battle or a struggle or some kind of fight. But when I look at this one, I see you've got a gentleman over here in the water, kind of looking down, sad, defeated. But this other one here, he's optimistic. And if you look, he's got a couple arrows still in his quiver. He's got some other arrows here that have fallen by the side. And he is loading up this arrow, and he's looking right at you, the viewer, as if to say, I'm going to shoot you, viewer, with my arrow of love. And I think that's very indicative. Again, he's facing away from this cloudy sky. Uh, and I think looking toward a positive. So even though this is a very gray card, to me, it says this is somebody who is turning away from that and looking toward you positively. Underneath this, the general energy we see for your person, if the cards will cooperate, is the Hermit. I think this person is in a quiet sort of contemplation. They're thinking on this, these dreams, these manifestations. What do they really want here? And maybe they're even engaging in some kind of spiritual practice or even just yoga, something that is just very calming and soothing to their souls, to really ponder over what they want in life. And then underneath this, beautifully, we have the Six of Cups. This is an energy of, love reuniting, and also an equal give and take. We are in Libra season. Yay. Hooray. As I am a Libra, of course, I have to cheer for that. But, it's also an energy, like I said, of equal give and take. He's leaning in on her, she's leaning in on him. It's a unification. It's not a one directional sort of approach. So I think your person's energy is very optimistic. And I'm glad to see it. I really am. Now, for your energy, I'm going to go ahead and pull from a different deck in a similar, family of decks. And I'll drop the links, of course, below for you to take a look at those if you're interested. I do love these decks. They speak to me. I really feel a connection with them. And, I think it's important to have a connection with whatever decks that, you end up using. So, and that's going to differ for everybody, by the way. Decks that I'm connected to, you may not be, or vice versa. It could also vary day by day. So what I'm going to say is, Spirit, show me my viewer's energy. Tell me, Spirit, what does my viewer's life look like right now? Where are they at? How are they feeling? Let's talk about the viewer's energy. All right. Once again, this is not legal advice, and I would really, really appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, comment, whatever you'd like to say. I love to hear the feedback. If this resonates with you, it really means a lot to me personally to know that what I'm channeling is speaking to you and maybe helping you with whatever situation you may be in. So let's see, Spirit, what is my viewer's energy? And first of all, I feel like you're holding back. I think whatever you're feeling, viewer, you're really keeping a calm surface about it. You're not necessarily expressing it or showing people what you're feeling. If you're sad, if you're concerned or worried or nervous, you're not showing it to the world. I think that's indicated by how much time it's taking me to get a card for you. So what I'm going to do, and maybe what the universe will do, is force your hand on the subject. Let's see. What is it that you, my viewer, are feeling right now in life? We've got the Six of Pentacles. Look at that. Look at that. This is similar in a sense to our Six of Cups that we just saw. The Six of Pentacles, though, is somebody who is being generous. Not only are you balanced, but you're generous with those around you. So you're in an energy of abundance. And by the way, even if you're not financially, for example, abundant right now, you're still, the phrase like give the shirt off your back. You're still somebody who's willing to do that and give to those around you, those you love and care about. And, although these are six here and it's meant to represent equality, it doesn't look equal, right? And so I think maybe your concern is not so much that it's unequal. You're still doing it. This person is looking here and saying, maybe it'll be equal one day. Maybe I'll get my karma here. Maybe if I give of myself, I will get that fair exchange here. So that's how I'm seeing this. So right now you're an energy of generosity, even if you don't have it to give. And I'm being called to pull from the bottom of the deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and whip that out there. We've got the High Priestess. Now, I will tell you, in my pre-shuffles, the High Priestess came out over and over and over again. And this is the energy of someone who is spiritual, but kind of hiding the truth a little bit. There's some energy of some hidden elements here. And this goes back to what I was saying just now about, maybe you're somebody who is like, again, like that duck on water we talked about in our last reading. Somebody who is calm on the surface, appears to be, just kind of floating along, but underneath you're kicking and just doing the most. And I think that's what we've got here with you. I think you are generous, you are kind. Maybe you're a little weary. Maybe you're a little tired. Maybe you've been through it at the time of this reading. Maybe in the last couple days to a few weeks, you feel like you're just exhausted, but you're not showing anybody that. So let's look bottom of the deck again. We've got, the Three of Swords. This is your air energy, which is your Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. It typically represents heartbreak, but the way that I'm interpreting it in the context of these other cards is you're tired. In life generally, you're just tired. You're over it. You've been doing what you can do to succeed, to provide for those you love, giving them the shirt off your back, as we said, and maybe you're tired. I'm looking at these two smaller swords, and I'm thinking for some reason, like maybe children that are drawing from you, but like the final dagger through your heart is maybe a lack of romantic love in your life. But either way, it's all breaking your heart, because maybe you feel like as much as you're trying, you're still not doing what you feel like you should be doing. And Spirit wants me to tell you, I feel you're doing great. You're doing just fine. You are being recognized for your efforts, and I think you're being unduly harsh on yourself. We've got Temperance, and this tells us about balance. This tells us about coming to peace, about resurrection. We've got, look at this butterfly in our globe here. Consistent with the butterflies over here in the Magician. They're sending out their butterflies and you're capturing them. So, this person over here, the person you're thinking of, is maybe manifesting and expressing this energy into the universe, and you're capturing it. You're feeling it in a sense. And it's, again, it says to me that it's like intuitively that this energy is here with you, but you're not quite looking at it yet. You're too focused on, I got to do my job. I got to balance my life. I got to work on all this stuff that's going on over here. I know this in my heart of hearts, but right now we're over here. We're doing, the most. One more. We've got Five of Pentacles. And our Five of Pentacles is just a great representation here. It typically shows somebody, exiled or being somehow excluded, left out in the cold. And maybe that's how you feel right now. Maybe you feel like I'm just trying so hard and I'm not seeing the payoff from that, whether it's in love or in money or family, what have you. But what's different about this to me is this individual is looking toward the tree. This person can see it. They know that this is out there for them. They're not there yet, but maybe they're strategizing. Maybe they at least have the hope in their hearts that if they keep pushing, they will get there. And I think that's where you're at, viewer. I feel like you are somebody who is kind, you're giving, and although you don't expect anything in return, you are hopeful that if you continue to be generous with your spirit, it will come back to you tenfold. And I feel like Spirit is telling me it will. It will. Just be patient. Take your time, be patient. Everything has its time here. All right, let's go ahead and look at more specifically what your person, viewer, on your mind, whoever this may be, or a new person coming in, because this could also represent a new person, optimistically coming in, not being concerned about any weights of the past. They're not just on vacation. Maybe they live there. They're just living their best life. But anyway, this person, what is their energy specifically toward you, my viewer? What is that energy with them. Spirit, tell us, what is the energy of the person that is there for my viewer? What is their energy toward them specifically? Thank you in advance. Oh, look at that. I can't. The Empress. They see you, my dear viewer, as the Empress. And it's not about being specifically feminine or masculine energy. This is about you being the leader of the pack. You are in charge. They see you as somebody who's got it under control, as somebody with a confident. I mean, let's go ahead and look at her face. She is confident. She is relaxed. She's like so secure in knowing that everything's going to come together just fine, that she's not worried about it. You know, she's thinking about the birth, if you will, of beautiful new things, and just not even concerned. Not even concerned. Which I think reflects this energy over here of maybe you're coming across that way and that's how your person sees you. But are you really feeling that? You know, does this person maybe not understand that you have your own things you're dealing with, the way you're trying to negotiate the world here? And then we've got the Fool. They see you as the Fool, someone who's willing to maybe take a chance with them. Somebody who is I want to say footloose and fancy free. You know, you are just out there and you're like, I don't know what the next step brings, but I'm going to go ahead and take it and trust that the universe will catch me. So maybe they see you as a little bit, I don't know, somebody who's a little bit, I don't want to say naive, but more naive, let's say, than they are. Somebody who's willing to walk out into the unknown and just have faith and be happy about it, even if there is a fox on your tail. The fox almost is on your side. A lot of times in the traditional tarot, we see like a little dog or something holding on to the Fool, trying to pull that person back. But the fox here is not doing that. The fox is more just observing, as if to say, you know, the strategic, foxy thing to do here is exactly what you're doing. I'm not going to hold you back. You got this. You know, and I think your person sees you that same way. You got this. You know, whether you know what the outcome is or otherwise, you got this. Let's go ahead, because 4 cards fell out. We've got 4 of Swords. Oh, I just said 4 and it's 4 of Swords. That's fun. And Page of Swords. So we've got air energy here. Maybe you're an air sign. Again, that's your Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You know, we look at this and we see a 4 of Swords, which is representative traditionally of healing, relaxation, calming. Maybe they see you as somebody, again, in reflection, doing the most you can to balance your life, to smooth it out, to get to a place of positivity. They see you as somebody who is just going with the flow is what I'm hearing. Going with the flow, that the current, you know, it's a smooth current, it's a steady current. It's not something that's very dramatic, but you are just there. But you're also prepared. You know, you've got your bow and arrow. You're prepared for whatever may come about. And they see you also, look at this, we got our Page of Swords. Page of Swords is typically somebody who is curious about you. Maybe they're a student or a scholar. They're learning about you. Maybe they recognize they don't know everything about you. Maybe they're starting to recognize that how they're seeing you is not who you are deep inside and what you're really going through. But I love that this person, he's looking straight at you, the viewer, the person that is asking the question about things here. And it's very similar to what we were just talking about with the gentleman on the beach with that 5 of Swords, I believe, who had his bow and arrow as well and was focused on the viewer and ready to almost launch his arrow of love toward the viewer without paying attention to the person in the background. So your person is gearing up here, as I see it, to see the truth, to take their shot, to shoot their shot, as I'm hearing, with you. So in terms of how they see you as calm and peaceful, but maybe they're starting to recognize that you need some help here too. There's somebody who needs, you know, you need I don't want to say a defender, but you need a a strong person by your side to help you, because even if you do look calm inside, there's a ball of stress is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing ball of stress. All right, so how do you, viewer, how do you see your person over here? What is your perception of your person over here? Thank you, Spirit. I'm just going to go ahead and do the 1 there. I'm feeling called for the 1. Maybe it's the Magician, number 1. We'll see. We'll manifest what your person is thinking of you. And while I'm shuffling, I see the number 6 for the 6 of Pentacles, the number 2 for the High Priestess. So maybe June 2nd is important, or February 6th. Incidentally, June 2nd and February 6th would both be air signs. Again, the June 2nd would be a Gemini, and your February 6th would be an Aquarius. So a lot of air sign energy in this reading, even though those cards are technically not air signs. Okay, you see this person, 7 of Wands. This person in this card, you know, it almost looks like they just, how do I say this? Like they just climb this hill. They're above the clouds. They're above the confusion. It's been a battle. You know, these wands are down here as if they just came above that, you know, and emerged from battle. And they're shining a light. They're still there. They're still ready to cast light. And maybe they're trying to investigate. You know, maybe you're looking at your person's social media. Maybe you're trying to say what's going on with this person. But your view toward them is, you know, of the 7 wands that are possible, you're not completely clear on who are they really? What is their real interest in me? Do I need to spy on them to figure this out? Are they with someone else? Do they even like me anymore? I think you're a little bit, I don't want to say insecure, but you've got a lot going on in your own life. And on top of it, you've got this person that is on your mind, and they're not being particularly clear to you about how they feel. So 1 more for my viewers' energy toward the person on their mind, please, Spirit. 1 more. If we can, please. 1 more. All right, let's see what we got. I'm just going to pull this one that's sticking out. We've got our King of Pentacles. I think you see this person as very stoic, very calm, very focused on their material wealth, focused on their career. Not always a bad thing, but maybe you feel like they're more focused on their career than they are on you. But they're peaceful, again, on the surface. That's that duck energy. So I think there's a reflection here, like you're appearing clear, you know, calm and clear on the surface, but underneath you're kind of, you know, riding the struggle bus and just kind of flapping around for your life. But you see them on the other side, you see them as actually being clear, as actually being calm, as maybe being the calm in the storm. And I think you're trying to find out, is that who this person is? Is that really who they are? Are they the true calm that I am pretending to be right now? Bottom of the deck, look at that Queen of Pentacles. We got a royal couple here, folks. And this to me says, you're a match. Your soulmates, your twin flames. There is something about this connection that you feel is unique and different. You know, the King here of Pentacles, you know, he's got this coin in one hand, you've got it in the other, almost like you're ready to hold hands and proceed into a prosperous future together. So if you can come into your Queen of Pentacles energy, I think you're a match here. By the way, these cards as Pentacles are earth energy. So you or your person might have Taurus or Virgo or Capricorn as your sun sign, or your moon sign, perhaps your rising. Underneath that, we've got another Pentacle sign, 4 of Pentacles. This is a sign of somebody who you may see as greedy. I don't want to say it that way, but you know, we talked about the King of Pentacles as being somebody focused on their money. They got their mind on their money and their money on their mind. And I'll drop a link for the song I'm talking about there. But you see them maybe as somebody who's really, really focused on that. And perhaps you're seeing them as somebody who's more focused on that than they are on you. And perhaps that's been a challenge in your relationship. Now, sometimes this card might mean, this Four of Pentacles might mean they're not letting you go, they're holding on to things. But it seems to me that in this context, they are holding on, at least from your point of view, to their career and their stability more than anything else. But I think the reality is, I think you know in your heart of hearts that you guys are lovers. You're together. You're synchronistic here. You're in it together. And I think you know that even despite the appearances, I think there's a lot of energy here of each side putting on airs, of each side putting on appearances of everything's fine, nothing to see here, everything's cool. But underneath it, there's a lot of different things going on. And at the root, I think viewer, that there's something special about this relationship, this connection. So let's go ahead and find out what the energy is between the two of you. And I'm going to pull from a third deck here so we can have the opportunity to see if the same kind of things come up. Spirit, what is the energy right now as we speak today between the viewer, my beautiful viewers, and the person on their mind? What is the energy? Okay. You've got wands. We've got the Nine of Wands. And this is really, it just confirms what we were talking about here. The Nine of Wands is what we call your wounded warrior. Somebody who's been through it. They've struggled through this, but they're ready to keep going. And I feel like that's where you're at and they're at. You guys have been through it in your own lives, but you're willing to keep going. And while I think that the person on your mind, viewer, is somebody who is more, I want to say, cautiously optimistic about things and positive, they're looking at you with sort of a positive, let's keep going with this. I can do this. You're a little more cautious. You're a little more worried. I'm giving and giving and giving, and I'm hiding, and I don't know really how I feel, and I'm a little worried. And they're saying, no, I got you, boo. We've got, look at this, 1, 2, 3 cards here, all looking at you. These cards here looking basically at us. These cards looking at you. So yeah, they have positive things on their mind. They're manifesting. Their eyes are closed. Manifesting. Eyes are closed. Thinking about the possibilities. Eyes are closed. Taking a leap of faith. But generally speaking, looking your direction as if to say, I'll carry a little bit of this load for you. I'll take some of the weight off. I also want to look at the colors here, because on your person's side, there's a lot of, I want to say, positive colors. They're a little bit lighter. There's blues and yellows, and it feels just much more like it feels like a sunset at the beach is the best way to put it. On your side, it's dark and gloomy, and I think you're a lot more worried about, where is this going? What's happening? My life is kind of, I don't want to say exactly what I'm thinking, but maybe a little bit of a mess underneath the surface. But I'm trying my best to be good and decent. I'm trying my best to, be as clear as I can be. I'm keeping an eye out for love. I'm trying my best to hold my fort down here. And I'm feeling a little tired, feeling a little weak. But your person, look at how bright that is. And it's almost like they want to bring that brightness to you with this transition of the colors. Bottom of the deck, we have the Star, which speaks of hope. This is number 17, which boils down to number 8. So maybe your life path 8. We've got a 6 of Wands. Look at that. We've got hope. We've got a 6 of Wands. Someone coming in for a victory. They have been through it. So I almost want to look at it this way. You've been through it, and yet you're coming now in victory. They are hopeful. They are optimistic. They are ready to go. They are here for it. And funny enough, we have 7 of Wands again. Maybe that battle, that nervousness is resurfacing. Maybe you feel like everything is against you. 7 of Wands and this relationship. Maybe you feel like there's no way this can work out. You know, that doubt creeping in here for you. You're ready for a victory, but that doubt's creeping in on you. And then we go to the next card. We've got 10 of Pentacles. This is like the happiest card in a sense. I mean, not the Sun is the happiest card technically, but 10 of Pentacles, you know, you're looking on it like, look at this beautiful future we could have together. Prosperous, happy, you know, you're reminiscing on, look at what we had, what we could have. I think you're both there. And I think there's a hope that we can get back there. So I'm really picking up this is a past energy. It's possible a future energy, but it doesn't feel fresh. I mean, with the exception of this sort of Queen of Cups energy, you know, this could be a single person that you've not met before who is just kind of going about their lives and manifesting love generally and hope is hopeful and is willing to take a chance. That's one way to read it. But it could also be read as somebody from your past who is reminiscing about the possibilities, is hoping for more, willing to pour out their cups of love, and willing to fight for this. Take it as it resonates. But again, if you're single, you know, if you're thinking about meeting someone new, you're interested in meeting someone new, it could also resonate that way as somebody who's, again, fresh, willing, interested, optimistic, able to take a chance. Okay, let's find out, Spirit. I want to go back to the person on my viewer's mind. The person in my viewer's mind, what is likely to be, let's get a couple cards on what their likely next action is, if any, toward my viewer. What is the likely next action? I'm called to look at this. The Tower. Look at that. Big changes. Something is changing in their lives. Maybe they're finally deciding they're ready for love. They're ready to take this chance. They're ready to take the chance with the Fool. Maybe they are ready to jump back in to something with you. You know, you were split apart by some kind of thing that happened. Again, the Tower almost always has two people falling from it, just like this card does. And it says to me, if this is somebody that is from your past, there was something that happened, a Tower moment in your relationship that shook you both up and split you apart. But I don't think that's stopping you from moving forward, or at least in the person's mind here, is not stopping them from moving forward. Let's find out. We'll cut the deck one more time. Spirit, what is this person's potential actions? We have 10 of Wands. Now, the 10 of Wands typically shows a burden that someone is carrying on them. But 10s also, of course, are the end of a cycle, ready to begin something new. This person actually seems quite happy. In this case, the wands almost look like sugarcane. So maybe that's something significant to you, sugarcane or harvesting here. But you know, again, when I think of sugarcane, I can't help but say this. Spirit's telling me like Lake Okeechobee and that surrounding area in Florida. Maybe that means something to you because I know we have a lot of sugarcane fields there. Also, Hawaii has some sugarcane that grows there. So take it as it resonates. I'm also seeing like some of like the Philippines and surrounding areas in Southeastern Asia. So maybe that means something to you, viewer. Again, take it as it resonates. Maybe it doesn't apply to you, but maybe it applies to some. But this person isn't carrying the burden as one typically does in the 10 of Wands. This person almost looks optimistic and is excited almost seemingly at the harvest. It almost, I think of like, well, I only packed to gather a couple things, but it looks like this crop is really rich. I need to maybe go back and get a bigger basket. We're going to need a bigger boat, if you know what I'm saying. And if you get that reference, I really do appreciate you, because then I don't feel so old, even on this day of my birth. All right, so Spirit, what is the next action here? What are they going back for? What are they preparing for? What is more than they thought it would be? That's the word I'm hearing. More than they thought it would be. What is their action most likely to be? Person on my viewer's mind. Two of Cups, an energy of uniting, an energy of love, of exchanging equally between the two of you. Beautiful card, really in sync with the Empress here. To me, it says like, this is the sun here we can see, or it appears to be the sun, which is also a star. But here it's like the sun is just that much more glorious. And this is a 3, this is a 2, and a 0. I kind of wonder, I don't want to call it too early, but I kind of wonder, are we going to get an ace or like a 1 here, Spirit? Like a 3, 2, 1, go sort of thing? Let's see. All right, Spirit, what is the action? Okay, we got a flip card. It's a Page of Pentacles. Pages, if I'm not mistaken, are 11s. So it's almost like I was right twice. It could be considered a 2. Also, it could be considered 1, 1. Page of Pentacles is somebody who, I mean, look at him. He's visualizing this sort of gift, this sort of idea in his mind, or her mind, whoever this person may be, non-binary individual. Thinking of, what can I offer this person? What can I offer them that will impress them, that will make them want to come back to me, or to me generally? If I see someone I'm getting the energy of, like, for those of you who are single or not thinking about someone previously in your life, I'm thinking of someone who, sees you in some context at a bar, at the gym, at work, or something like that, and they're thinking, what can I offer this person that they will be willing to take a chance on this with me? So again, it could be someone from the past that they want to make amends, but it could also be somebody who is looking to start something brand new and is wondering what's going to impress you. And then we have at the bottom of the deck, Strength. Okay, our number 8, Major Arcana. You've got this individual calming the beast, and that goes back to here. Like, what can I offer my person, whether, again, it's a new person or a returning person? What can I offer them to calm the beast? And am I strong enough to do it? Am I going to take the chance? Am I going to, kind of cop out? Am I going to flake out? Or what am I going to do here? I think that's their energy, their actions, or they're thinking, what am I going to do? Oh, and then we have the Hierophant. Look at that. Over here, it's just the mirroring is just amazing. Look at that. We've got our individual with the feminine energy over here, calming the beast. Number 8, we got number 5, the Hierophant. This individual almost like meditating with the beast. Not just in a calm state, but looking at how are we connected. So it's about calming, it's about connection. It's almost like the two of you, again, are mirrors. I mean, look at that. You're exact opposites and yet the same. You're both going through the same thing. How do we connect to these things inside of us? And then look at, oh my goodness, I couldn't plan it better. This, I mean, I didn't plan this, of course. I'm not that talented, but the lovers card, the uniting. I mean, again, we look at this and we see, again, the mirror and then the lovers. And let me just, here, look at this. Turning toward each other. Coming together, calming. Maybe this is calming your internal beasts. Calming the fear, the doubt, everything else inside of you, and thereby able to come together as the lovers. I think this person wants to come to you. I think whoever it is, they're dreaming of it right now, and they're trying to figure out how to do it. Are they bold enough to do it? And I think they see that if they can get past that fear, or at least they're hoping if they can get past that fear, that this can be something beautiful. Let's see, from my viewer's perspective. Viewer, what is likely to be your next action, if any? And I always say if any because it's kind of a buffer term. And again, this is not legal advice, but I try to leave some room for interpretation so spirit can be as open as possible. I don't want to presume, for example, that there's going to be action when your action may be no action. So, spirit, what is my viewer's most likely action here? We've got the Page of Pentacles. This is an offer. You know, this is you're willing, I think, to extend a little bit, just a little bit of an offer here. And honestly, this person looks very like, I don't want to say beaten down, but they're a little nervous. They're a little like, okay, they're unsure, but let's go ahead. Let's do it. Let's just give a little bit to somebody, maybe give them a clue, a hint that we're interested, that this could happen. You know, if they were willing to make the effort, we can make the effort. And the other side, we got 10 of Cups. You know, if there's that willingness, there is a possibility that two of you could walk off into some great future together. Let's get a couple cards, Spirit, on the likely next actions, if any, that my viewer, my lovely, gorgeous, fantastically hilarious viewer will take. Because you're very serious right now, viewer. I'm sorry. Can we laugh a little bit? I mean, your person's over here like, la la, and you're over here, I don't know. You're struggling. You're struggling. Maybe we could bring some joy into your life. Let's bring some joy. I know the world is falling apart, but they can't take our joy away from us, our internal joy. And that's your PSA for today. Don't let the man, the proverbial man, bring you down. Don't let them have that. Look at this. Look at this. Didn't we just have this? Am I hallucinating? We have this 6, this Lovers card. I feel like we just talked about this. Your action is maybe to embrace that joy I was just talking about. Swear to God. You heard it here first, folks. You can let go of the gloominess, perhaps, and embrace the joy. Embrace the potential. I think you're willing to do that. I'm called to be looking at the bottom of the deck here. The Tower. Again, I swear we just talked about the Tower. You know, this is a 16 energy, which is 7. Life path 7 perhaps applies to you. And now we've got 6, 7. You know, maybe the next one will be an 8. This is, you're being shaken up. You're being like, you know, I'm seeing that scene from that movie from the late 70s, early 80s, Airplane, which is a funny movie. If you haven't seen it, please do. Tell them I sent you, although they probably don't care because we're many, many years later. But, you know, it's like you want to get, it's like someone's coming to you and smacking you across the face and saying, snap out of it. Snap out of this serious energy. Look at what you've got. You can do this. You know, that action is there for you. Just take the leap, my friend. Take the leap. Snap out of it. That's what I'm hearing. Snap out of it. And then for some reason, music, we've talked about this, music's so important to me. I'm hearing, you know, snaps like Rhythm is a Dancer. I think that's by Snap. Again, I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken. Oh, that's too many cards. No. Listen, this says to me, okay, yes, you're hopeful. You want to make the change, but don't do too much. Don't do too much. Stop doing too much. Okay? We don't need that much. We gotta have boundaries here, people. Just a dab will do you. All right, let's take a look. What action, if any, Spirit, please, one more card. One, please, will my viewer take, if any? There we go. 5 of Swords. Look at that. I think you are going to be... All right, look at this. We just talked about this. Can we just, you and me, viewer, can we just sit down for a second and have a conversation? Okay? We talked about going from the 6 to the 7, possibly the 8, but you regressed. You're back at the 5. You could have this. Your hope is for this. You could take action. You could do this. Or you could sit back in your 5 of Swords energy and boohoo about it. Look at this. This is all in this color pattern here. You could have this. Are you going to do this? So I think what I'm hearing from spirit in this is the choice is yours, my friend. Do you want to have this? Do you want to take the chance on this? Could you get some happiness here? Or are you going to sit back and you're going to stew? You're going to think about it. You're going to think it to death. And look, it's Swords energy. I get it. I'm also, again, birthday's tomorrow. I'm a Libra. I understand. I think things to death all day, every day. Don't ruin it. Not that you can. Everything that's meant to be will be. But don't make it harder on yourself. And I say this to me too, by the way. Don't make it harder on yourself. Don't put yourself in this doom and gloom, dark night of the soul situation, overthinking, do they love me? Don't they love me? What's going to happen? Oh my goodness. This is right around the corner. This is right around the corner. The lover's right there for you. Are we going to take it? Let's get a clarifying at the bottom of the deck. What do we have? 5 of Cups. Look at that. Amazing. I couldn't have, look, first of all, we got double 5s. Okay. So do yourself a favor, look that up, angel number 55. But also, the 5 of Cups is regret. It's somebody who isn't willing to see the beauty, the potential, the 2 of Cups love energy that's here. Instead, I take it, personally, I look at it as this was like almost like a 3 of Swords heartbreak. They're focused over here when they should be over here. You're here, be here, here, here. Okay? You know, and I'm almost going to take it in the reverse. Look at that. No. Yes. Yes, you could have this. You could have this, 2 cups, love, 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 or you could have this, this. Okay, this underneath, Queen of Wands. You know, you are somebody who is gorgeous and fabulous and everything and all the things. You are rocking it. You got your weird little animal creature beside you, another weird little animal creature. You're on your throne. You are fire. And yet here you are, regretting, worrying, oh my goodness, what if, when you could have that. Stop it. Stop it, is what I'm saying. 9 of Pentacles, again, another card of look at how fabulous I am. I got it all going on. I got the Owl of Wisdom. I got sunshine and beauty, happy cards here, okay? But you got to choose this. You got it all. You got it going on. You are fierce and wise. Wise. Owl. Wise. See what I did there? Okay. You have it all going on. And yet there you are, boo-hooing, focusing on the negative, overthinking this thing to death. Let it be. Let it be. Do I need to post that song on here? Because I can. I can. No, don't threaten me with a good time. Let it be. Let it be. Because this person, they want you. They're thinking positively about you. This, either again, new person, person from the past, they want you. So cut it out, man. God. Sorry. I love you, viewer. You're fantastic. But also, God. All right, what is likely to be the next action for my viewer, if any, and their person between them? What is that? What is that going to be, Spirit? Look at that. I open up 4 of Wands. Happiness. Sorry. Let me just... What a mess. What a mess. Happiness. A celebration. A chuppah of sorts. Maybe a wedding. Stability. Stability. If you guys can come together, guys, gals, pals, friends, people can come together, it's there for you. And I'm looking at this in the background, and for some reason I'm thinking like Wizard of Oz, Emerald City kind of thing. So maybe you're going to go see Wicked together soon, or Wicked 2, The Wickeding. I don't know. Don't know why I felt like saying that, but it's okay. It's all okay. It's okay. Open the deck. Look at that. Look, I swear to God, I am not that talented. Another tower moment. There's got to be a change between you. There's got to be. Maybe you got to yeet someone out of a window, a defenestration of sorts. This is the third deck we're seeing the Tower. Suffice it to say, I feel like Spirit's saying, change. There's gonna be change. There's gonna be change here. There's gonna be change here. There's gonna be change between the two of you. Change, change, change. Bills, bills, bills. Another song. King of Swords. Truth. Truth. And a ginger. So maybe that's, significant to you. But this is somebody, a little pouty, a little whiny. Oh, I'm holding my sword. Okay, you're right. This is true. Don't have that energy. You got this. This is positive. This is great. You got 4 wands going on over here. Cut it out. Anyway, sorry. Enough of my lecturing. Let's find out. What is, now that I've shuffled it to death, what is the energy? The Devil. You know what? Look. Typically the Devil, everybody thinks negative, nasty little things here, okay? But in the tarot, the Devil represents obsession, typically. To me, I see this as like a passion between the two of you. I think the two of you really are very interested in each other to a point of obsession. And if you can just get past the difference here of this optimistic attitude and this worrywart situation going on over here, I think you can have it. And what I really find interesting about this particular card, aside from the fact that I have to cover it because YouTube is weird, is that both these folks here, they're not upset. They're shackled to their obsession for each other, but they're not upset about it. And they're looking at you, viewer. You know what you did. They're looking at you as if to say, hey, shape up, man. Shape up. Okay, what I want to do is get a couple cards of advice, and then we'll move on to some oracles here. Spirit. Oof. Now, also, while this messy situation, it's a messy situation, okay? But you're making it messy, so stop it. Look at that. Empress. You can be the Empress. You can be fabulous, okay? You can be. Or you can be sad. Woohoo. Also number, 5 here, more of that sad, 5 of Swords kind of thing. Oh no. I have love, but I'll just throw it away because I don't know. Meh. Or you could be the Empress. Or you could do that. You could work hard. You could make some cakes. We love cakes. You could have the 10 of Cups energy. My God, people. Hold it together. Be fabulous. Anywho, what I was going to say is the outcome here, the actions, the outcome, those are based on the current read of things, the way they are, the likely outcome. But everybody has free will. You could see the truth that you're fabulous and maybe get to this outcome of this passionate, skinny jean wearing situation. Or you could ride the struggle bus. Up to you. But let's take a look. What is the advice? If we want to get to a happy outcome, the advice for this person, this is 8 of Swords. Get out of your head. Go to your home. Get out of your head. So I think this person's so much like in their fantasy and what could be and hypothetically, I think the advice here, get out of your head. Cut it out. Okay? Just get out of your head. Do the thing. Come to my viewer. Talk to them. See what they're into. Oh my gosh. I have one here that fell on the floor because it wouldn't be a reading with me here at This Is Not Legal Advice if something did not fall on the floor. Queen of Cups. Look at you. You're like, okay, fine. Look. I will offer you my cup of love, but I'm not happy about it. That's how I'm reading that. You're like, fine. And it's looks like a crab. Her little hair braid thing ends in what looks like a crab or like one of those beetles that has like a little, okay? Whatever it is. My point is, you're leaning that way. You're like, okay, fine. All right. I'm going to smile and get over it. Oh my God. I just put this down to talk to you about this beautiful Queen of Cups and her reticence to offer love. And meanwhile, we got bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. Again, Two of Cups. Happiness, love. The advice, open your heart to my love. Oh my God, I just sang and everybody hates that, so I'll stop it because you don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. Temperance, resurrection. So if you're somebody who's looking back at a relationship that has ended, it's here again. It's here again. Oh, oh, King of Cups, royal couple. Ding, 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 royal couple. Okay, meant to be. This is meant to be. The advice is calm it all down. This is going to work out. Just put it out there. This person over here living in la la land, get yourself together, get some balance, hold it together, okay? And both of you can get to this passionate, beautiful Two of Cups energy. Just wait. Just wait. Hangman energy. Just give it a minute. Stop spiraling. Stop living in la la land. Just give it a minute. Live your life. Be the best you can be. Have fun with your friends. Enjoy the wonderful things we have in this world that you're privy to. And let's just do the thing, man. You know, just be cool. We don't roll on Shabbos. I mean, we do because technically it's Shabbos right now. But that's neither here nor there. All right, let's get some love messages between the two of you. Let's see what you crazy kids are talking to each other about, okay? Let's see. What do we got here? What are you crazy kids talking about? I think there's great. This is just beautiful. I mean, I'm seeing you're fighting for it. You got this passion. It can result in love. We love love. We love love. Let's see if you love love. What do we have here? What would these beautiful, fantastic people who are liking and subscribing and commenting on my channel, my viewers, my beautiful viewers, what are they thinking? What is the person on their mind? What would the person on their mind say to them if they had enough energy to get out of their fantasy life here and actually do the thing? What would they say? I wish I could take it back. I wish I could take this card back because I don't understand that. Maybe you do, but they wish they could take it back. Again, wishing, fantasy land over here. Time to strap in and do the thing, other person. Stop wishing, do the thing. Maybe that's why you're so gloomy over here. All right, what would my person say? I'm sorry, I don't mean to lecture you. I'm sorry. Sorry. I see the potential for happiness here, and I really want that for you. And I just would love to have it. By the way, I'm called to say 8/14. Your birthday's August 14th. I see 2/8, which is, February 8th, or look, 2/14, Valentine's Day. Maybe you met on Valentine's Day. Maybe you wanted to go on a date with them Valentine's Day, but they just didn't materialize. I don't know. You tell me. Tell me in the comments. Or tell me I'm wrong. I don't know. It's happened before. Every now and again. All right, what would my person say if you actually decided to talk Mr. Gloomy Pants or Ms. Gloomy Pants or whoever you are? If you decided to actually say what you were thinking, what would that thing be? Yep. Finally, out with it. I don't know what I want. Well, no kidding. No kidding. This one over here is wishing. You're over here overthinking the hell out of this thing, worry-warding over it. I am not even remotely surprised. Not even remotely. All right, give me one more for the person on my viewer's mind. What would they say? Maybe something we don't already know would be nice. Oh, this one pops out. Please forgive me. I don't know what they did. Okay, they want to take it back. They want you to forgive them. But maybe, perhaps, if they want forgiveness, they could do something. They could do something about it. Just throwing it out there. All right, what about my viewer? What's going on? Oh, you are just ready to talk about that, though. Please forgive me. I feel like you're going to be all upset about that. I would be upset. I was already upset. I check on you from afar. So you're just out here. What do we talked about this, the seven of wands at some point. We talked about the spying. I check on you from afar. So you're over here longing and looking and thinking. This person's wishing and, oh, please forgive me. Is anybody here doing anything? God, anybody? Could somebody do something here? Sorry, I don't mean to yell. I'm not frustrated at you. Now, I'm going to give you a super secret squirrel surprise that YouTube may not care for. I will try to censor it as best I can. This is from a deck I printed out to the best of my really, really terrible cutting ability, called Lollipops and Cherries by, it says, by yours truly, Lilith. Like Lilith Fair, Lilith the Goddess, etc., etc. And it's kind of sassy, kind of sexy, smexual in nature. I can't believe I have to say that like I'm a freaking 5-year-old. It's smexual. Anyway, sorry, I have feelings. Much like you guys have feelings, but this one's thinking about them and you're thinking about them too, but like all kinds of different. Oh, I love you guys. Love you. Okay. All right. So, what is it that this person would want to say? Oh, okay. Right out with it. I have to look at it before I read it here. I want to look in your eyes as I make you have pleasure over and over. I want you to know that I'm the only one who knows exactly what you like, not them. Again, this is more fantasy land. Love it. Okay, this is what's in their mind when they think of you, my dear. Okay, they love you. They want to make you happy. They don't want to see you with somebody else. Now, maybe, again, just throwing it out there, they should get out of their heads and do something about it. Okay, well, this one, I don't know how I'm going to clean up, but I will try. Man, I'm going to run out of stones at this pace. I have to put it over the whole thing. Okay. I make myself happy when I look at your pictures and your videos. And I'm just going to put a whole stone over that one. So, you know, you viewer, you know. You want this person, you love this person, you're attracted to this person fascinates you. You're just scared. You're scared. You're nervous. All right? Sorry. I don't make it up. I just read it. Ugh. Ugh. Escaping from reality. That's what's happening when these cards fall on the floor. Okay, look, this is like the same thing I just said, but with different words. Words that are making it extra comical for me to have to cover up. Okay, it says, I do things to myself, to you. You are like a drug to me. So, look, the reality is you are thinking about them and you're making yourself happy. And they are thinking about you making themselves happy. So, if maybe we can get some coordination here, a little one-on-one, making two for 2 of cups, we could get it, we can get things rocking and rolling. Okay? Just, again, I'm just spitballing. Let's get one more. My viewer. What does my viewer think about this person romantically? Or, again, smexually. Oop. Okay. Look at, I gotta tell you, forget about the fact that, it may be considered dirty or after dark talk or whatever. Okay, forget about that. What I'm about to tell you this shows you the equal give and take here. You'll see in a second. Because we talked about here how your person viewer on your mind wants to make you happy, right? We talked about how you make yourself happy with them. They make themselves happy thinking about you. And now I have a card that says, making you happy, we'll say, is my #1 priority right now. Okay? So what this is telling me is There is absolute um, mutual interest here, and it's beautiful. You both want to make each other happy. You both think about each other all the time. And the question I have for you, and I don't have the answer. I'm just reading it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking you, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to make a move, or are you going to be stuck in your head with worry? Are they going to make a move, or are they going to be stuck in their head with fantasies of what could be? I don't know. Why don't you tell me? I'm just here to show you that's you. That's the person that is either coming in or on your mind that you already know. I want to hear how this turns out. Somebody let me know. Thank you so much for joining on This Is Not Legal Advice. Much love. I'm going to go celebrate my birthday now. Thank you so much. Good night.